Hello, God bless, Lee Rice here in Agrigento in the zombie apocalypse. So in the last 4 hours, as a writer of 82 songs on this street, the adult society, the collective of the adult society, moving through Agrigento. Well, it's only a narrow street, fair enough, there's cars coming and all of this sometimes. Details displayed of my name, right there, plus who I work with. Dr. Smooth Vibes, Alien Brothers, plus French artist, my brother Thierry, GFE Ultra. Details clearly displayed. In 4 hours, they'll give a writer one single adult has stopped in 4 hours for a writer. I sat on the other side too, in this position, because of the temperature, sitting in the shade, opposite the usual position which I play, which I call the portal of prayer, obviously because of the praying statue. As I've said on the other videos, the results are the same when I sit next to Tony the Maestro, a guitarist of 51 years, when I sit next to Alex from Ukraine, playing his original songs and covers too. And this is what's going on with the adult society. They just move through life in an emotionless void. They're either in the ground, one's coming now, who's in the ground all the time, in her screen, walking down, heads in the ground, eyes in the ground, eyes in the screen. If they're not doing that, they're checking their own riflessiones. Every single day for 400 days, the same ones and others too, are just walking through life. They don't recognize music and art at all from 1 single meter away. I'm tempted to leave all the time, but on the positive front, I got many friends here. There's a place I can get free food every day. But to see the sadness of what the adult society have become, the total rejection or appreciation for music. The same scenario when I sat next to Angelo, local writer. Same scenario of everyone I've sat next to and everyone I've met. And it's been like this. It's not just Agrigento, but it is remarkably sad. The moving adult society, I'll say some positives too, as I have on other videos. I know a lot of people, my friends, people who support me, bring me food and all of this. But the moving adult society, the vast majority have lost all appreciation and care for music or art whatsoever. So in 4 hours, they'll give a writer €1 single, one single adult. During exactly the same time frame, every single child that has passed paid full attention, every single one. That's out of hundreds of adults. It's actually for today, Thursday, more busy than usual. So hundreds of adults will move through a city. It's quite a long street, but it's not that long. Quite a long street in both directions. And out of hundreds of adults, one will show any compassion whatsoever. And that's towards a writer. So like I'm trying to put to people on the videos too, well, if that's how they treat a writer, how would it be if it was a homeless man or a homeless lady? I've made many friends who are homeless brothers and sisters and beggars too, from all over Europe. And sat watching the results and sat next to people watching exactly that same scenario, where they'll walk past a writer and a homeless brother or sister and just keep walking with no compassion or empathy whatsoever. I've never seen it so bad in society. Some days I feel like it's improving. I don't see so many people walking around in their screens now as when I arrived here. And that side of it has improved. But they just keep walking. No 5 seconds, no 5 cents. No, just keep walking, just keep moving. And then every now and again, I meet just the good ones. And I call the good ones the reality humans. The ones who are actually present in reality, who still have appreciation for music and art. The sadness of what the adult society is, not everyone, but a good enough percentage, they'll even check their own riflessiones right next to the artist. They'll check in the mirror that way, or they'll check the time, or they'll look away in the other direction in the point of contact on a narrow street, in the point of contact. Same with all of the other musicians I've mentioned and artists that I've sat with in this position and through the city. In the point of contact, they'll check the time. They'll look away at the wall on the other side, which is an historical building, fair enough. Or they'll look down, their eyes nearly all the time, the vast majority of their eyes will look down. That's if they're not in the screens, when obviously if they're in the screens, their eyes are down anyway. And from this distance away, they walk right past the section, regardless of who's playing music, regardless if it's Alex, or regardless if it's Tony, or regardless if it's myself. As a writer of 82 songs on the street, to watch the sadness of what they choose to reject Whereas the children are ultimately not like that. I'll continue the battle. I'm considering every day leaving and going on a tour of Sicily. It's a little bit sad to leave because I've done so much work to improve their society. But the sadness of it is this: the adult society are living in the darkness with rejection of music and art. For the vast majority of moving adults, ultimately reject it. They're not interested at all. Their focus is down on the ground, in their screens, in their own mirrors of themselves. And that's how it is. That's the reality update of what the adult society have become. Luckily, it's not everyone, but it's a pretty troubled society, to say the least. So I'll keep on fighting forwards and see how it goes. I just want to get a SIM card, and I've even had help to do it, but I'm playing for minus credits, so it's like an impossible loop to escape from. I'm trying to just get a SIM card so I can do live streams, which could help with online income. And if I had enough money, I think in this position right now, I'd maybe consider some other options. So tricky moments as a writer in a very troubled zombie society, and I'm fighting hard to improve it, and I'll keep going forwards for the children, God, and our one and only home. They just don't notice what's going on, and they're unaware of reality itself. God bless.